this afternoon as we talk safety, which is our top priority in the city of New Orleans. We have with us this afternoon our chief, both superintendents of police, as well as fire, and of course, emergency medical services. And we are here to really discuss the preparation for 4th of July, as well as share some updates as it relates to overall public safety in the city of New Orleans. At this time, I will call on our superintendent, Chief McConnell, to talk briefly about preparation for this 4th of July season.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Fireworks represent a hallmark of the 4th of July celebrations. But consumer fireworks are extremely dangerous, causing thousands of injuries and fires each year. Additionally, we'd like to remind residents that they are illegal in Orleans Parish. That's why the New Orleans Fire Department, along with Mayor Cantrell's office and our public safety partners at EMS, the New Orleans Police Department, and the Louisiana State Fire Marshal's office, are urging residents to treat all fireworks as suitable for use only by trained, licensed experts, and to attend the professional fireworks displays instead of risking one's property and health and life. Each 4th of July season, we see tragic accidents and fires caused by consumer fireworks. Even sparklers, which are often thought of as harmless, produce 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit, enough to cause severe injuries. That's 50% hotter than temperature needed to burn wood and 33% hotter than the temperature needed to melt glass. People often think of these as safe enough for children to hold. That is not true. Sparklers cause significant injuries each year, accounting for approximately 29% of fireworks injuries. Consumer pyrotechnic devices ranging from sparklers to aerial rockets cause thousands of fires and serious injuries each year. On Independence Day, fireworks account for 2 out of 5 of all reported U.S. fires, more than any other cause of fires in the country. On average, each year, fireworks start 18,500 fires, including 1,300 structures, 300 vehicles, and 16,900 outdoor and other fires. These fires cause an annual average death of 3 per year, 40 civilian injuries, and 43 million in direct property damage. Young people pay a particularly high price for fireworks injuries. The risk of injury is highest amongst those ages 15 to 24, followed by children under 10. Children under the age of 15 account for 31% of fireworks-related injuries in 2016. 69% of emergency room-treated fireworks injuries were burns, and the vast majority of these injuries occurred without a fire starting. Knowing the harm fireworks inflict on each year, particularly on young people, the NOFD is encouraging families to leave fireworks to the professionals who are trained to safely put on spectacular presentations and attend the public fireworks displays this 4th of July holiday. It is by far the safest way to enjoy them. I'd like to say a quick word about barbecue and outdoor cooking safety. Your firefighters would also like to remind everyone the dangers that come along with barbecue grills and urge residents to exercise extreme caution when using barbecues. Propane and charcoal barbecue grills should only be used outdoors. Calls are coming in. The grill should be placed well away from the home. Keep children and pets away from the grill and never leave your grill unattended. Prior to using a gas-fired barbecue, check all the connection points for leaks. If you're cooking and you smell gas, turn off the tank and burners. For charcoal grills, use extreme caution when lighting them. It is much safer and preferable to use a charcoal chimney starter or an electric starter instead of starter fluid. Never add charcoal fluid or any other flammable liquids to the fire. Keep charcoal fluid out of the reach of children and away from heat sources, and never move any grill that is lit or hot. When you are finished grilling, let the coals cool completely before disposing of any of the grills, and make sure they're disposed of in a metal container. These and more fireworks and grilling safety tips are available on the New Orleans Fire Department website at NOLA.gov/NOFD. Please leave it to the experts this 4th of July and have a safe and happy 4th of July season. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce Chief Superintendent Michael Harrison of the New Orleans Police Department.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you, Mayor. It is always the goal of the NOPD to urge safety first, not just for holidays like the 4th of July, but for every single day. And as the Chief alluded to, private use of fireworks are illegal in the city of New Orleans. So is firing weapons into the air, because when a bullet goes up, it always has to come down. And bullets come down with the same velocity as they do when they go up. So the consequences can be deadly. So just don't do it. The NOPD will be actively looking for any individual who is firing a weapon into the air, and anyone caught firing weapons into the air will be immediately arrested and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Speaking of guns, the NOPD, along with our state and federal partners, will be very aggressive in our efforts to remove illegal guns from the streets of New Orleans this week and this weekend, as we have been all year long. In fact, right here in the 8th District, which includes the French Quarter, our officers have removed 100 guns off of the streets of the French Quarter this year alone, and almost 1,000 to date citywide. We know that illegal guns are used in the vast majority of violent crimes committed in our city, including armed robberies, which as of today, we are 11% down citywide in our armed robberies, and our solve rates are actually double those of the national average. Just an example of the aggressive work our officers and detectives are doing. Just last week, the NOPD worked with local and state and federal partners to arrest Andre Addison, wanted in connection with more than a dozen serious crimes across the city of New Orleans, including 6 robberies and 7 burglaries. That's the result of proactive policing and strong relationships with other law enforcement agencies. So again, as we prepare for a very busy and very exciting weekend here in New Orleans for the 4th of July and the Essence Festival, please celebrate responsibly. That's no fireworks in the city, no firing weapons in the air. Anyone caught will be prosecuted. No carrying illegal guns, because NOPD will be out looking for you. And if you're caught, we're going to take it very seriously. So please celebrate responsibly. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to our EMS.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor. On behalf of EMS, we'd like to remind you about the safety of children in the city of New Orleans. We've talked already about fireworks. We've talked about grilling. I want to talk to you about children in the streets. They're going to be out there popping firecrackers, and we want to make sure that they are supervised by an adult at all times. Also, in the past, we've experienced drownings and near drownings on the 4th of July. If you're swimming in waterways, make sure you're paying attention to flags and posted signs. If you're swimming at a home with a swimming pool, make sure that there's an adult to supervise the children, and also make sure that all gates towards swimming pools are closed and locked. We'd also like to tell you that if you're coming out to the professional fireworks shows, the crowds are going to be thick, so make sure you think about maybe putting a note in your child's pocket with a cell phone number in case they get separated from their parents. We can easily call you. And second, make them wear bright clothing so that way they are visible in the streets, near streets, and anywhere where they're going, that we'll see them in the darkness. So enjoy your 4th of July, and thank you for having us.
Well, thank you again. As you have heard from our public safety leaders here this afternoon, that not only are we prepared, we're asking our residents to be responsible and respectful as it relates to not only guns and gun violence, but also fireworks. Make no mistake about it, as you heard from our Chief Harrison, how we have been activating traffic stops throughout the city of New Orleans. That's not just tied to the 4th of July or Essence weekend, but this is a practice that we will continue to have that is bearing great fruit in making our city safer, taking armed robbers off the streets of the city of New Orleans. And we are serious about it every step of the way. So thank you again, and we'll take questions.